Hello, and welcome to another edition of A Successful Transition from Monogamy to Open. I've been thinking about what we could talk about next, and I think one of the issues that needs to be talked about that we don't really talk about a lot are the effect of some of the ingrained sexual beliefs that we learn throughout our earlier lives as children, as teenagers, as early adults, that come from our families, from society, from the media, from all these various sources. And then when we decide to make this change into some version of open relationship, those ingrained beliefs are still there. And if we've never really taken them out and looked at them, they really can affect the level of success that we have. And what I mean is that oftentimes we learn these things at such young ages, and we take them in such a way that we just don't question them. We just assume that the things our parents, our grandparents, our teachers, aunts and uncles, the other neighbors in the neighborhood, that what the things that they tell us about relationships, about sexuality, that it is the way it is, and we kind of take it in and store it back in our brains, and we don't really question it until much later. And the problem is when we don't question it, that then these things are running in the background. It's almost kind of like programs on your computers that are running in the background that you don't even realize are there and are affecting how well your computer runs, essentially how well your brain and your mind work. And these things can really affect us down the road if we don't think about them, we don't look at them, and examine for us whether or not these things really work for us at all, or are they working in this phase of our life with the things that we want to accomplish and the things that we want to do. So I think I want to do a number of videos on this, and I want to talk about all the various issues that these beliefs come from and all the different areas that they come from, because they come from our families of origin. They come from the peers at the educational system, our society at large. They come from the media. And if you haven't noticed, there is a huge war on both men's and women's sexuality, but it's done in different ways. You know, currently the war on men's sexuality is the whole myth of sex addiction, which I think we need to talk about. And for women, a big part of the war on our sexuality is more about that the good girl versus bad girl dichotomy that we're all taught from very young ages. And it really affects women in many ways in their sexuality. So I think these are all things we need to talk about and kind of just review to help you think about how those things may be affecting you, so that you can kind of look at that and see how much this affects you, how much maybe it doesn't, but some may be affecting you more than others. So that's my plan for the next probably 5 videos or so, that we'll just keep taking one of these at a time and kind of talk about more in depth the effects they have on people, and give you a chance to think about how much are these affecting you? How much are they playing in the background of your own computer, your own mind, and do you need to re-examine them? Do you need to do something about them? So Thursday I'll be back, and we'll start more with talking about family. And we'll just keep going through these one at a time until we get them all done. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you then. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.